Bear
Good
with me.
morning.
Hey, hey, Alex. Yeah, we're bringing some speakers up to the stage. In the meantime, y'all can check out the Instant Rewards product release, the pinned tweet on Zeta Official, and we'll cover all of the details and more. So we'll get started in 1 minute here.
I think the entire community listening should be pretty excited about everything that we're going to talk about today.
Hell yeah. And I see some new Zeta Chain advocates in the audience. We just launched a pretty cool social group in the community, and we're going to cover that as well. Let me make sure we got everyone on the panel. I still can't figure out how to feature tweets in the spaces. So, Dennis, I think you've done this before. We have the agenda graphic. If you're able to pin that up, I'll Slack DM you. And for those listening, you can also check out the Zeta Chain tweet feed and find the agenda here. And so we'll jump into this. We're going to go through product updates, community updates, protocol updates, and then we'll hear from Alex on universal app updates in the ecosystem. If you guys have questions, you can drop them in Ask Us Anything channel in Discord and write on the Spaces tweet comments. And if we don't get to it in the live session, we're going to be going through, we're going to do replies today. So without further ado, I want to invite Brandon and Joseph, both contributing to product at Zeta Chain, specifically Zeta Hub. So yeah, maybe we'll just start with the XP NFTs, of which there are more than 150,000 minted at this point. Maybe you guys can give a quick update on what this NFT is and tell us more about this development.
Yeah, Joseph, you want to talk about the NFT so far?
Yeah, sure. So the XP NFT is really some kind of representation of XP status on chain. So a lot of the XP data of the users and community members are cemented on chain and represented in this NFT. And the NFT is really playing some kind of like key functionality within the broader Zeta Hub product and the XP product. For now, it's kind of when users are joining the XP program, they are minting their NFT to become like the status members. And then depending on the NFT tier, which is divided in 4 colors, we have the first level or first tier is the silver, second one is the rose gold, third one is black, and the fourth is green. So depending on the tier of the NFT, users could access different perks and different rewards type. So the first example was Fuel, which is a daily reward that users could claim. And depending on the tier of the NFT, users could claim either 0.05 Zeta or 0.02. And now we are launching the Instant Rewards, which is users of XP, the moment they complete a certain XP activity, they could directly claim the reward attached to this activity. And also the NFT plays like an instrumental role here by allowing users to access this type of perks and rewards. So really the NFT is like playing a functionality role here and like an on-chain representation of users' data. And it's been extremely successful. We have more than 150,000 mints on chain, so like users are really seeing the benefits of it and like seeing why they need to hold it. And yeah, it's been going great so far.
Love it. Awesome. And tell me more about this transition. So the XP NFT officially marks the close of the 10 million Zeta launch pool prize, and then you just mentioned instant rewards. So what's kind of the philosophy behind this transition? And maybe you could comment about just like the evolution of points and airdrops in the space in crypto late 2024, and how you think things are shaping up.
Do you want to take this one, Brandon?
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, taking a step back, I mean, most of you guys listening are probably pretty deep in the crypto space, or at least some part of it, and you've probably seen projects launching points programs. And even on a broader level, um, points are really everywhere, not just in crypto. They're in, when you shop at a supermarket, your credit cards, your coffee, airlines, all of that. And I think Web3 has kind of adopted this similar points model, but hasn't necessarily used it in the same way to align users or consumers of a product with the product itself. So the way points are used right now for a lot of projects are they drive this sort of speculation on an airdrop or some sort of large big bang reward event for users. And after that culminates, or these points in some way convert to users getting rewards for their activity, the points lose their value, and users will just move on to the next project. So it creates this weird and I think negative dynamic across a lot of crypto projects, and something we working on Zeta Hub and XP are learning and also want to kind of evolve is how points are used for crypto projects, and in particular, this loyalty system around Zeta Chain. So um, rather than points having pretty much no meaning other than people thinking that this will turn into some airdrop later down the road, we are trying to use points as an actual loyalty system on chain. So, like Joseph mentioned, a lot of these data points, like the XP amount, your card itself, are now on chain, and that's the first step. But I guess what is the next step as a user? It's ultimately, how do I get rewarded, or like how does this help me or help me help the project? And by having high status, you've already gotten access to things like the 6.5 million Zeta airdrop direct XP users. And today we are shifting this full loyalty system towards a more rapid and I think more fun way to engage with Zeta Chain ecosystem, apps, etc., called Instant Rewards. Uh, how it works is you can go into XP right now and you can go to the Instant Rewards section. And by accomplishing a task, you get access to an instant reward of Zeta. These can add up over time, of course. It's not like you're going to get an entire 10 million allocation all at once, but this gives users a reason to continue transacting, engaging, learning about apps in a more sustainable way. And how status kind of fits in there is you can still build your actual underlying XP points, your status NFT, and that will give you access to different rewards like this. So you've already, if you've been engaging in Fuel so far, you've had access to those micro rewards pretty much daily for the past few weeks or months. And now you have instant rewards that will continue to rotate new apps so you can learn about them, continue to earn, um, and engage with the ecosystem. And this all feeds back into your status NFT card. So you're continuing to get these rewards, you're building status, and that higher status can help you get access to more rewards in a similar way to, say, an airlines program or a coffee membership. Um, so we think it's going to be a lot more fun with a lot more ways for you guys all to engage with not only Zeta Chain, but the entire ecosystem. So I'll stop there. That was a bit long.
No, great overview. Yeah, so this is a step in the direction of models like Learn to Earn, Coinbase Learning Rewards, OKX has their own product. Trust Wallet just launched on Zeta Chain as the first network earlier this year. So it's a step in the direction of this continuous incentive model, and we want to do fun and interesting perks beyond instant Zeta rewards as well. So if you've been following, the feature has been in stealth mode for a few days, already distributing 3,000 Zeta to 9,000 Zeta stakers, which is the featured task. I think with today's launch, it's scaling up to like something like 50,000 users are eligible for instant rewards, and will scale over time. So tell us what's the future of this feature and what's coming next.
Sure. Yeah, I can take this, and Joseph, feel free to chime in as well. So as Jonathan just mentioned, it is live and it's been live for almost a week now. So super exciting to see more people engaging, even though the feature itself was a little hidden and we didn't really announce it more publicly. But now you have 3 additional app tasks that have instant rewards tied to them. So you can go in and say, test substance X, do a swap and meet the criteria, and you can instantly claim your 0.2 Zeta. Again, this is something you'll be able to do as the product continuously launches these instant rewards. So these rewards can accrue over time and constantly gives you something actually tangible rather than just, doing a task and wondering what's going to happen next. But beyond this, at a high level for apps, this serves as a really important way to market to users and also to retain users. So the thinking around instant rewards is eventually apps can help fund these instant rewards and kind of serve as this user acquisition channel. So the Zeta Hub, Zeta Chain community can engage with these apps and kind of build reputation and status with each app specifically. Of course, it continues the XP ethos of education. Like, we want people to learn about apps on Zeta Chain, and since Zeta Chain connects to other chains, eventually also expanding to learning about apps across all connected chains. But some fun things that will kind of evolve the basic instant rewards that's launching today. We're going to get into something we call governance. So users will be able to elect or vote on apps that are featured and assigned instant rewards. So if you have a favorite app, you'll be able to say, hey, app XYZ, I want this one to have instant rewards, and share that, growth flywheel. We'll also have rewards that can be tied to status, like I said before. So if you're green, or if you have above a certain amount of overall XP, you'll have access to certain instant rewards or other perks that other users do not have. And yeah, eventually we'll transition even more data and all of this on chain. Right now, instant rewards is pretty much all on chain. So that's pretty exciting. And as this feeds into XP being on chain, um, it brings a lot of opportunities for the entire system to be a lot more open, and similar to the governance idea, letting users participate or actually shape the future of instant rewards, which is a really cool direction.
Yep, it's almost like XP is shaping up to potentially become a DAO with things decentralizing more and coming on chain. Super exciting. Outside of instant rewards and XP NFTs, there have been some other updates in Hub around user experience and wallet and chain abstraction. Maybe walk us through some of the key updates there.
Yeah, Joseph, you want to talk about any of the recent UX updates on Zeta Hub?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, we've been slowly like working on some of the current pages in Zeta Hub. One of the things we are working on right now, or we kind of like already did, was the staking page, where we kind of improved the UI a lot and the UX as well. Another one was the holdings page, and we also have some kind of feedback from our users that we're taking into consideration that we're gonna iterate on. So anyone listening, if you have any feedback on any current Zeta Hub feature, please let us know. We're always like gathering feedback and iterating based on the feedback. The other thing is that we've added a lot of new wallet support. So we really like expanding a number of wallets that users could use to connect to Zeta Hub and do whatever they want to do. Also for the send page, we just roll out a new UI for the send page to make it much more cleaner and easier for users to use. We did receive some cool ideas from the community around how we can evolve this feature, and we're going to be working on it. Again, a lot of great feedback is coming from the community, so if you have more, let us know. And we still have some kind of work on Zeta Hub to do, but as was explained earlier, right now, that main focus is on moving away from XP into this instant rewards model, on-chain status, how we're using the NFT for governance, and to allow like users and our community members to be like more active, participate in like how things are gonna be shaped more. And we do have some kind of like features we're currently building that we're gonna be rolling out soon. So yeah, we have something. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like a fun feature coming out somewhere end of next week, and it's gonna be a daily feature where users could do something on a daily basis. So yeah, check that and be on the lookout soon.
Thanks, Joseph. So yeah, that's instant rewards and some of the updates on Zeta Hub, which is home base for Zeta Chain users and learning about new apps coming out on the network. Yeah, thanks, Joseph and Brandon for joining. Okay, next section on community. I guess this would be me. So I'll cover the global advocacy group that we just launched an hour ago. New name pending a contest in the community. So this will have a new name, but essentially, you hear with instant rewards this shift towards a more continuous rewards model, and the community is evolving to this concept as well. And so we invited a number of key contributors that have been following Zeta Chain and supporting the network from testnet to mainnet, and invited 378 people into this new private group. And it's all about status and perks, meaningful connections with people in the community, and latest ecosystem news and special opportunities from projects on Zeta Chain. We think this can be a go-to talent pipeline, if you will. And overall, just good vibes, like no expectation of work for airdrops and other commitments, just genuine support for the universal blockchain mission. And we want people to learn and have a great experience in their Web3 journey. So yeah, 378 people are in this channel today. The feed's going off right now. I'm following Discord. And doing a series of celebratory contests and perks starting today and then over the next 7 days. And one of the perks, I'll just give you some alpha. We're going to send 3 people to DevCon with Zeta Chain. So airfare, housing, food expenses, Zeta merch, of course. The foundation's going to support this for 3 people, and we're really excited to hang out with you and have you come to the Zeta Chain booth at DevCon. So that's the update on Global Advocacy Group, and we're going to see how things go and work with these initial members to slowly grow and bring in more people that fit the ethos of the new movement. So with that, let's go to the next topic. So Zeta Chain's home is Silicon Valley in the US, and we have some exciting plans to grow more broadly in the US and specifically in San Francisco. And so joining us is a community lead for US and Chinese speaking markets, Julie, to tell us more about that. Julie, you want to give a quick intro and catch us up on these events?
For sure. Am I audible?
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you loud and clear.
So hello everyone. Super excited to have the Zeta Chain monthly update for the first time. I'm Julie. I just joined Zeta Chain last month and it has been like super amazing journey so far. So I'll be based in SF and taking charge for like US community, basically offline, and all the Chinese speaking market for the communities. So for so far, we are trying to build up a hub in Silicon Valley, mostly in SF, for a crypto hub for all the crypto people and gather people for connections, networkings. And also we wanted to do some rebranding showcase. We're planning out an event next month, next week, probably co-hosting with some big name, for example, Coinbase or Google, to co-host a event at our HQ, which is the tallest building, Salesforce Tower, at the tallest floor. So besides of that, we're planning to just do some monthly events and just invite all the people so we can actually hold some amazing events at our HQ. We are also gonna have some collaborations with some super active community hub or developer communities in SF or in the broad Bay Area, such as Palo Alto or Melon Park. And we're gonna just expand our brandings and community with the other hubs. So just keep an eye on us. Also, we're gonna do some sync events probably in New York City. We're still trying to find some rooftop bars and stuff. So people from the East Coast can also join. Feel free to join and keep an eye on us. That's it. Thank you.
Very exciting. And this coincides with SF Build Week in the Bay Area next week. So a lot of folks from Stanford and Berkeley Blockchain Club should be in attendance. So outside of US, there's a lot of activity more focused on Chinese markets. I think, Julie, you're working on a rebranding and new contributor program specific to Chinese markets. Tell us more about what's happening in these Chinese-speaking markets.
Yeah, for sure. So after I joined, so first of all, I'm like super excited to do as a full time and contribute to the Chinese community. And we're trying to build up. I think it's because like Chinese community as a super essential part for the Zeta Chain ecosystem growing or community growing. So as a full time, I'm like trying to um, be dedicated to contributing and developing the community. And for Chinese community, it's not just only targeting at, for example, mainland China. It's like all targeting about all like Chinese speaking market and users regardless of regions. So after September, what we were doing is for the Chinese community rebranding, we have like a whole thing updated. We gotta have our new logo. People voted for this, and I received a questionnaire with more than 200 people users feedback. So I just like deliver all the feedbacks to the team to like Zeta Chain, and we're trying to collect people's feedback and do all the updates based on you guys' suggestions and advice. We also had pretty new like instant systems, more perks, more communications directly with the users about all our campaigns. And we are hosting our bi-weekly stand up on Discord to just talk to people one-on-one. And we're gonna host the monthly Twitter AMAs to do like more ecosystem collaborations. So this week we're actually just announced the Chinese Ambassador Program to target for those people who are interested building on the Chinese community together. So we're gonna host some local events offline and try to launch some research analyses with people who are more technical or with more like developer researcher backgrounds, so together we can co-build some, for example, super cool dashboard for like transactions and on-chain data, and also try to release some more insights for the Chinese community and to Chinese speaking markets. Besides of that, we're gonna host more collaborations with our ecosystem, because like I do believe ecosystem is as an L1 we are like more targeting to develop of that, and Chinese ecosystem like those, like we have a lot of product that has Chinese members in it, so we are trying to make them more engaged. And for Chinese users who are interested in those communities or products, we can always have like collaborations and make people know what our ecosystem are doing and their roadmap and stuff. So I feel like making collaborations among our ecosystem partners and the community can actually drive a lot of higher engagement and to the whole Zeta chain. So yeah, that's it. And feel free, everyone, for like giving advice and suggestions for Chinese community building. We'll be more welcome to do that. Thank you.
Thanks, Julie. Yeah, a lot of info there. To learn more, join the Chinese Telegram channel, Discord, WeChat, a lot of online events coming up. And then we're doing community meetups in all of the big Chinese markets, Singapore, Taiwan, and other places. So stay tuned for that. Another really important market is Korea. And joining us is Andrew, who is leading community efforts in Korea. Andrew, you want to give a quick hello from Zeta Chain Korea account and catch us up on what you're working on? I see you're on mute. All right, let's Julie give Andrew a ping, and we'll come back to him. Let's move to protocol updates, starting with these public protocol development planning sessions. So these are happening weekly in Discord, and oh,
Sorry, my MacBook is not working.
no worries. Yeah, let's talk about Zeta Chain Korea. You want to give an intro, and you're working on so many different developments. Maybe give us an overview.
Yes, I would love to. So, hello everyone. My name is Andrew Lim, and I've joined Zeta Chain about 2 months ago. I've been mostly dealing with the Korean side in this industry for the last 7 years. So, for the last 2 months in Zeta Chain, I focused on talking and getting feedbacks from our community members of which they want from us. And I'm actually personally really enjoying and feel rewarded working here at Zeta Chain, as I have realized again the big potential of universal blockchain, and especially because the whole team is working so hard for the universal goal.
Very nice. And so yeah, catch us up on some of the highlights the past few weeks. There was a dinner on Sunday, so you're
Right.
you're getting people together in person. Also, lots of online events and ecosystem collabs. What have been the big highlights?
So I'll start with our KBW side event. So last month we had a KBW side event in Korea, which was called Universal BTC. And it was personally the really great opportunity to meet our own Korean community members. So my first month was mostly focused on preparing for the side event, and it was actually a really invaluable experience for me, as it helped me to set up my target goal for Zeta Chain in Korean community. So after meeting with and talking with our members, right now Korean community is mainly focused on daily learn and earn events. So our members are daily talking about universal blockchain and using on-chain transactions, and especially these days we are talking about new instant reward system. Also, we have a news stand-up every Thursday at 7 p.m. So everyone can join, and we're mostly talking about the universal apps and the developments and our own instant reward system these days. So if you're interested and have questions, don't hesitate to join and ask any questions. Also, last week we had a offline meetup with our members again, and the name was Free Dinner by Zeta Chain, and it was also an invaluable time, and got a lot of great ideas and feedback of what we should target on. As we will have meetup every month with Korean community members, don't forget to subscribe to our social media so that you don't miss the time to apply for the meetup. Also, one of the main focus besides the daily learn and earn event is our new ambassador program. It's kind of renewed from the last ambassador event, so we have recruited new 12 ambassadors helping with the Korean community this month. So every one of them are actively helping us to operate in Korea. And if you have interest in becoming a Korean ambassador and get unique perks, you're not late, as we're probably gonna recruit more ambassadors in near future.
Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, so at the global level, there's Zeta Chain Advocates Group, and then the Protectorate helping keep the servers and channels safe, ambassadors helping translate everything in 17 languages, And then within these important regions like Chinese-speaking markets and Korea are a whole bunch of activities and new contributor programs. So follow those channels to get involved. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Okay, on to protocol. Lucas and Dennis, what's the purpose of the protocol development planning meetings? How do you tune in? Catch us up on this development.
Yeah, can you hear me?
A bit of background noise. A lot of background noise.
Yeah.
Dennis, maybe jump in. It seems to be okay now. Go for it.
Yeah. So yeah, as you mentioned, we're now doing the protocol planning calls public. So it's a call that we always did in the team. That's basically the main call that we have in the protocol team to schedule the week we're gonna have regarding protocol developments. In the team, we are very, I would say, lean organization in sense of development. So we have team members who have ownership of different sides of the protocol development. Like, for example, one team members focus on Strata integration. And during this call, we just basically synchronize all together. See if there are any blockers, any things to discuss regarding the different integration, the different aspects of the current state of development in the protocol. And this is the main calls we're doing in the team, and we've decided to make it public to foster the engagement we have with the community regarding protocol developments. We always, since the beginning, I would say, for a long time, did effort for that. Like, for example, all the code that we're maintaining is open source. It's been open source for more than a year. And also the project management, if you go on our GitHub, you can see the different priorities that we're working on. What are the tasks that we're planning for October? What are the tasks we're doing for November? You can see the different milestones that we're scheduling, the different deadlines that we have in the team development. So that was just a natural step forward to make this call as well public, to invite anyone to participate as well. Also make suggestions in the priorities, provide ideas of what we should be working on. And this call, it's every week on Discord, so anyone can join and participate. We also have the agenda for the call that is public, so it's very easy to engage in general in our the way we organize for the development in the team. And why it is important, that's I would say obvious to me for crypto projects, since the end goal is to develop something that is fully decentralized. The team can deploy applications on the chain without the idea that's behind there is a centralized organization that is managing the chain. So it's to foster this idea of decentralization. That's everything protocol development related are becoming more and more public. And that's the current state of things regarding making things more public on development. We're doing also more step forwards. Something we did recently as well is, for example, publishing requests for comments. This is something we shared in the last protocol planning, for example. So peers that anyone can contribute in for different standards, different new features that we're working on. One example of it is for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we're working on the new standards to improve all the interaction you can do for developers with Bitcoin. So we are integrating inscription support, so you can make more advanced smart contract on their chain from Bitcoin. We are currently defining a standard how you craft those inputs to make the call on their chain, and it's something that is open for comments on our GitHub. Anyone in the community is free to add their own suggestions and also participate in discussions. So this is something we will do more and more over time. Everything regarding all the design choices that we're making requests for comments, docs that we publish, and everyone can participate in. Yeah, that's the main things I would say. If Dennis also wanted to add something on that.
Yeah, in addition to what Lucas said, I think honestly, protocol dev calls is the source of real alpha. Like, if you really want to know what's going to happen with the protocol, like a few months or even like, I don't know, 3-4 months in advance, like this is the place to be, even if you're not a developer, right? You have no plans on contributing to the protocol. Like, it's still a very good source of information about where the protocol is heading. And since everything is open source, yeah, I just think it's just a good idea to join. So yeah.
Absolutely. These are core contributor engineers building in public, working on the next chain integrations and protocol features, and really encourage you to listen back to the recordings on the new YouTube playlist and tune in every Monday. And you might just learn something pretty cool. So yeah, one of the things that was discussed on Monday was the gateway upgrades. And so I want to take a moment, if you can, Dennis, talk about what are universal apps and what is the meaning of these gateway upgrades coming up?
Yeah, universal apps, you can think of universal apps as these EVM applications running on Zeta Chain that have essentially superpowers to be able to accept calls and tokens from any chain and make calls to other blockchains and kind of orchestrate complex cross-chain transactions. From a developer point of view, it's very convenient because this whole application is inside a single contract, so it's much easier to maintain and upgrade and add features to it. From users' point of view, it is completely behind the scenes, right? And that's how it should be, right? Instead of bridging assets from chain to chain and kind of thinking about these infrastructure level concepts, you just use an app that you are using in your web browser, right? Using the wallet that you like on the chain that you're already on. And these universal apps under the hood manage all this complexity and deal with token transfers and contract calls and essentially accomplish what you want in a seamless way. So yeah, the gateway upgrade brings a lot of new features to these universal apps because previously they were kind of focused primarily on dealing with fungible tokens. So you could send supported assets from connected chains to Zeta Chain to universal contract that it can execute logic and potentially make one or more outputs on connected chains. So this was super useful for DeFi apps like DEXs. But with the gateway upgrade, this brings new features like being able to make outgoing contract calls, right? So your universal app, for example, can withdraw a supported asset to Ethereum and then immediately swap it to another asset. In addition to that, you can use it as a developer to build applications that transfer data other than fungible tokens like NFTs or information about identity or any other assets that are not just ERC20 tokens. Of course, yeah, just one more thing. I think Gateway has added a lot of features for developers in terms of handling situations where things don't go according to plan, right? Like reverts. So previously, reverts just refunded the tokens back to the sender. Now you can actually define what the contract will do in case the contract you're calling has failed, which makes just for a better development environment where you can clearly define what happens when.
Thanks, Dennis. Yeah, so the gateway upgrades will improve the experience on connected EVM chains, Ethereum, BNB, Polygon. People look at me funny when I tell them that universal apps can also span something like Bitcoin or non-EVM chains like Solana and Ton under development. How is Zeta Chain like truly chain agnostic? How the heck does that work?
Yeah, so for EVM chains, Zeta Chain has a gateway contract which acts as a single entry point, right? Any end user or a contract can just interact with this gateway to call universal apps. And on other blockchains like Bitcoin, there's a gateway address. Since there is no smart contract capabilities on Bitcoin, it's just an address. And as Lucas mentioned, the functionality of gateway on Bitcoin has recently been expanded to support inscriptions, which just allows more applications to be used from Bitcoin, because you don't have these limits on how much data you can send. On Solana, there is a gateway program, which is how contracts are called on Solana, and it works exactly the same way. It's a single entry point, and you can already test it out on testnet using one of the examples provided. You can follow the swap tutorial and use the Solana gateway program to swap SOL tokens into any other supported asset. So gateways will be deployed on all the chains that get connected to Zeta Chain. So there is work being done right now on Ton.
Thanks, Dennis. Yeah, so more updates coming on Gateway. And speaking of Ton and just universal blockchain support in general, Lucas, walk us through some of the key updates. There's a lot of work on base integration, and then of course a lot of work going into Solana and Ton. Dennis mentioned. What's the latest?
Yeah, sure. Base, Base, we've been supporting the testnet Base Sequoia for some time now on Athens3, and the mainnet-based integration is planned for very soon. The integration itself, there is nothing special on technical sides. It's EVM chains that we're gonna integrate as Polygon or BSC or like any other EVM chain. On the architecture side, it's like some kind of the same thing. You integrate EVM chain. On that chain, you interact with it with what soon will be through the gateway contracts. We're gonna integrate first Base with the same architecture, same design as we have for the other chain, but Base will also support the gateway contract like all the EVM chains. Outside of the technical sides, that will be a huge extension since Base is very, I would say, famous, popular blockchain in the ecosystem, a lot of active, monthly active users. So it will extend universal app to a lot of new user, open for a lot of new possibilities. Outside of this, as has been mentioned, we don't only support EVM chains, but unlike a lot of other cross-chain solutions, we also enable integrating non-EVM chains, and both of those are Solana and Ton, so Telegram Open Network. Solana has been integrated on testnets, and the integration on mainnet will be after base integration, but it will be coming very soon. Ton Rano is in development. There's been a lot of progress as we shared in our public call. We have Rano working local net environments where you can make deposits of from Ton. You can make deposit of Ton token and call smart contracts on the chain. The current work we're doing right now is withdrawing the tokens, which is the second step for the initial chain integration. We are currently planning for Ton integration on testnets end of this month. So that's the status on Ton. There's Ton development and testnet integration coming soon. For Solana, outside of main integration, we're also doing more improvements. Right now, we're working on integrating SPL token, which is the like ERC20 tokens on ERC20 on Ethereum. So you will basically the ability to support new SPL token as the ERC20s, and also supporting smart contract call on Solana. So calling smart contracts, programs on Solana by doing call on their chain. And everything through the same interface as you would do with EVM chains. So as Dennis mentioned, for the gateway, the main advantage of the gateway will be to consolidate the interface, consolidate and make consistent the way you interact with the chain across all the chains that we support. So you will have gateway on all the EVM chains that we have, but you will also have a gateway program on Solana, and the way you're going to interact with this gateway will be the same on all chains. And so it's the same, like all the capabilities that you will have for with Base, for example, withdrawing tokens and calling smart contracts on Base blockchain. You will be able to do the same on Solana, withdrawing Sol token and call a program on Solana. So there will be a unified interface that will simplify a lot, building a universal application where you can interact with all the chains we support, whatever the underlying VM that the chain is using.
Very cool. Thanks, Lucas. It's pretty massive update. I mean, by the end of the year, the ecosystem is aiming to make this a reality, which is I can build a universal app that spans Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana from one place, and users on any of those chains can access the app without switching networks, and Ton and other chains. Pretty wild. From a DevX standpoint, a lot of these developments are already getting reflected in the docs. Apps like Eddy are already working on incorporating Gateway. Dennis, on DevX, any big highlights to call out before we move to ecosystem?
Yeah, we're making a lot of changes to the local nets, which is the local development environment, which already has Gateway. Both the Hello World and Swap examples are working. So if you want to get ahead and start building with the Gateway, this is a great place to start. Soon an update to the Hello World example will be published, which gonna include features, like demo functions of how to call the gateway, both from EVM and from Zeta Chain, so that you can use this as a reference when you're building your own application. And yeah, we've updated the docs on Gateway as well, so you can go to docs and read about the Zeta Chain and EVM gateways. I think that's pretty much it.
Love it. All right, join the development zone channels in Discord for the latest updates, Telegram dev announcements channels, and stay tuned for updates. Thanks, Dennis and Lucas. The real Alex Kim, come in.
Hey everyone, I just want to say, first of all, to everyone that's listening, you've been listening to our voices for about almost an hour now. So thank you for all the loyal listeners that are here and the community members that are sticking through this for all the exciting development that the entire team has been working so hard on. But I guess I just wanted to share a couple things on the ecosystem updates. But I know a lot of you have been participating in the Fall Harvest incentive campaign. So just a friendly reminder out there that we have a lot of current partners that are participating in the Fall Harvest incentive campaign. And with some of them having a month or even less left, they're providing a lot of rewards on their side to distribute to our loyal users and for users to really start exploring the Zeta Chain ecosystem. In addition to that, something that happened today is the Eddy Finance revamp. We've been working them for quite a while, right? And it's really great to see this V2 revamp after months of community feedback, after months of design, and even seeing different iterations of seeing what the true potential of Eddy Finance could be in combination with the tech that we're providing as well. So just wanted to throw a little friendly reminder to those, again, to the community members out there that we have less than a month left for the Fall Harvest Incentive campaign. And for everyone here to go check out Eddy Finance's V2 revamp. I promise you it is a massive step up, and even today, I'm just using it, and it's just great.
Yep, I second that, and I've heard from community members good feedback as well. So excited about that, and they've been an early adopter of new chain support and all the features that are coming out on the protocol side. What else is happening in the ecosystem? There's some news about Ultiverse, and let me let you walk through some of the key updates.
Sure. So we have a number of new DApps that we have for users to try. We have KaiX, who is our order book DEX, and they implemented our universal contracts to enable omni-chain swaps between Bitcoin, ETH, Matic, BNB, and in an order book-like style. And we just recently finished our integration with Ultiverse as well. So now you can, for any users who are coming from ETH or BNB and doing a lot of stuff with the Ulti token, now you're able to bridge, quote unquote, bridge these two different tokens between chains now directly on Eddy Finance in such a simplified, unified UI UX. And also, if you just want to contribute to the Ultiverse team as well, you're able to do that and just look through the Eddy Finance UI UX as well to be involved.
Cool. A lot of other cool use cases in development. There's a BitSmiley announcement, native Bitcoin-backed stablecoin. They were showing the code off at Token 2049 at some of the Zeta events. Yeah, what's the deal with that project?
Absolutely. And for any of our community members who have been curious about where that is, we've been really focusing on how do we continue to make the right changes on both sides to enable a much more simplified UI UX. So going from one-click minting of BitUSD from native Bitcoin, what else can we do on the user experience side just in case something else happens, right? So some of the things that we're currently working on together is revert and refund changes. So instead of it being sent to your inscriptions address, now it's going to go directly back into your native Bitcoin address. We think that this is an important change that we first have to finalize and figure out first before we're able to do this to the community members. It's great if we're able to do and enable that one-click UI UX that we've worked on so far, but what if something happens, right? We want to make sure that the community is able to get refunded properly, and that the community isn't scrambling to search their Bitcoin wallets and such. It's not a good look, right? So these are just some of the things that we're doing for BitSmiley. So expect something to come up soon. We are pushing these changes internally to testnet, and these changes will go live by beginning of November.
Love it. Stay tuned for updates. One of the other use cases enabled, I think, by Gateway is this idea of an omni-chain yield aggregator. Walk us through what that is and any startups or developers working on that.
I think one of the things that are really interesting about an omnichain yield aggregator, I mean, if we look at other major ecosystem partners on different chains, some of the things that we're missing is, I mean, some of the things that can really take advantage of the gateway contracts is, again, not just what I've been talking about so many times, the simplified UI UX, but also being able to bring these different assets from these different chains. And in addition to that, now being able to deposit, being able to choose different reward rates coming from different projects on these different chains, and really enabling that one-click experience is what we're looking for. And I think the best way to showcase that for serious users in DeFi, or even those who are just starting off, is through an omni-chain yield aggregator. So we are working with a really great stealth team right now to really push that out into mainnet when gateway contracts go live.
Thanks. Yeah, I think those are the big things. Also, check out the September recap for some of the contributions from last month. I guess last question, Alex, you're somewhat of a degen, always on top of the latest trends. Not asking for like a market report here, but what are you seeing in fall 2024 going into an election year? What's kind of the state of blockchain and crypto right now?
I think we're, the rest of this entire quarter leading up to the election, we're going to see a lot more FUD. We're going to see a lot more policies. We're going to see numbers in the economy doing really well. I don't know if that's going to translate. I don't know what's going to happen after the election, but there's definitely going to be a lot of uncertainty leading up to this election. And but one thing's for sure, crypto will never change. The ethos of crypto will never change. The fundamentals of crypto and blockchain and this industry that we work in will never change. So something that I just want to share with the community members is, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty in the coming weeks and even the coming months. It's important to remove yourself from all that noise and focus on the fundamentals. If you're working in Web3, or if you're playing around in Web3, just focus on the fundamentals, ignore the background noise, and really just try to hone in on what we can do better, and just what you can also do in Web3 as well, and just take that forward with you.
Very good wisdom from the real Alex Kim and everyone contributing on the Zeta Chain side, where we remain focused on building the first universal blockchain and making the UX a whole lot better and giving people and developers the opportunity to experience all of the important chains, including Bitcoin and Solana and Ton coming soon. So that's today's monthly update. We'll get together again next month, and we'll have a whole lot of updates and developments coming in between. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and thanks to our speakers.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.